Tonight I remember some words of the prophet Jeremiah when he says to the people of Israel, do not overlook the humble beginnings. This evening is a humble beginning in the weekdays Lord. We are quite a few here, but we praise the Lord that we are opening this building for this service tonight. I will do a short meditation, and we will use some of the handouts that you can project the handouts. It's a basic sermonette. What is a Christian? I know that many of us are for a long time now named Christians. But do we know the real meaning of this word? Do we practice what we would like to see in a person that is named a Christian? So, my first question is, what is a Christian? What does it mean to be a Christian? What does it mean to be a Christian? This is our first question. You can look this. What is a Christian? The word Christian came about from Christianus. Christianus is a Greek word, and is a word that is transliterated from all the languages of Portuguese too. And the meaning is follower of Christ. Follower of Christ. But certainly to be a Christian is more than follower. Because the real meaning inside the New Testament is that a Christian is someone that is a kind of a disciple, someone that learns from Christ. And when we talk this night, we are thinking about if we are being really disciples of Christ. We take the name of Christ. We are Christians. But are we disciples of Christ? A disciple is not just a believer. If we open our Bibles in John chapter 8, verse 31, to the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, if you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. The real Christian is not only that one that is a believer, that believes in Jesus. The real Christian is a disciple, one that holds, keeps the commandments of Christ. In Acts chapter 11, verse 26, we read that the disciples were called Christians for the first time. And that is the beginning of the word Christian being used and applied to everyone who believes and follows Jesus Christ. But that name was applied to the disciples. The word is disciple, Mathetes. What is a disciple? What is a disciple? Can you change it? Please. What is a disciple? Disciple is someone that learns, someone that adheres. Adheres, and in English it has another connotation. Part of that we use in Portuguese. Adhere is one who does what is wanted to do. Let's pose the form. If you keep the commandments of Christ, if you do all what Christ wants you to do, you are another. This is the meaning. What is a disciple? What's the goal of a disciple? Is to learn, is to know the Bible, to know the Old and the New Testament, to know the sayings of Christ, the sayings of the prophets. What is a disciple? A disciple is not a believer, but a disciple is not one that knows just for the sake of knowing about Christ or the things related to God. A disciple is one that learns, that tries to know, to become like Christ. This is the real purpose of being a Christian, is to pursue it, to become an imitation of Christ. What are the marks of a disciple? Can you change, please? What are the marks of a disciple? If you follow me all these passages, you can see that a disciple is someone that abides in Jesus' words, one that holds his commandments, his saying. It's not a matter of what you want, what you like, how do you feel. It's a matter of obeying what Christ commands. This is the idea. One that abides. Alguém que permanece. So, the first mark of a disciple is someone that abides in Jesus' words. One that knows the Word, do the Word, trust in the Word of Christ. The second mark is a real disciple is someone that loves his brothers in Christ. Christ himself in those passages says, if you believe in me, you will love your brothers like I love you. It's not a matter of if I like you or if you like you. It's not this idea. The idea is I must love any of you as Christ loved me. It's a challenge. It's not easy. I can't even like you. It doesn't matter. It's not a question of like. It's a matter of obeying. A disciple is someone that abides in Jesus' words. Someone that loves the brethren. And someone that bears much fruit. We can only be a disciple if we keep tight to the vine, to the vine. Jesus is the vine, the true vine. And if we, as branches of this vine, we are held together to Christ, we are going to produce fruits. So one of the things that we can do this night is to think about if I am producing fruits, bearing fruits. To this point, we saw the four. What is a Christian? A Christian is much more than a believer. A Christian is a disciple, one that follows and obeys, one that understands the challenge of the words of Christ and live by these words. A disciple has as his goal to be like Jesus. to be conformed to His image. Not less, not more, not much than this. You are challenged to become like Christ. This is what is the real meaning of being a Christian. The 3 marks we have seen is that the real disciple abides in Jesus' words, loves the brethren, bears much fruit. But how does one become a disciple? It begins with baptism. It begins with baptism. Baptism is not an end in itself, it's just the beginning of a new life in Christ. When we decide that we will live for Him. But it continues with learning, obeying. And more than that, as James chapter reminds us, for we must be doers, not hearers. No. It's not a matter of hearing, but a matter of doing. To be a Christian is to live a life of action. It's not a life of thinking. It's not a matter of believing. It's not a matter of feeling. It's not a matter of knowing. But it's a matter of doing. Doing. But it brings some benefits. To become like Christ in this journey, to becoming like Christ, we have some benefits. The first benefit, you can change this, is the rest of our souls. Christ promises us, for everyone that looks, we find rest in Him. The second is freedom from sin. We are at last free. We can choose. As a Christian, you can choose. Before being a Christian, you do not have the choice. Now you have the choice. Thanks to God. To Christ. You receive the gift of the Spirit. We know that the Spirit comes down to live inside us and to witness to our spirit that we are God's child. That's my assurance. The fourth is we got peace beyond the understanding. We got peace. That peace that nobody understands. It's beyond understanding. Even us, we don't understand, but we have peace. Joy beyond the words. It's not like Jackson playing the Ninth Symphony of Beethoven. Just before. We have real joy beyond the words. We have love beyond the knowledge. We have a fellowship in God's family. And we are experimenting these in this church. The idea of being a family is more than an idea for us. We are living the reality of being a family in Christ. And we have a comfort, hope for the future. So, what is a Christian? Are you truly a Christian? Have you, in fact, become a disciple of Jesus? Are you experiencing the benefits of being a disciple? This is the real meaning of being a Christian. To become a disciple of Jesus, imitate Christ, to bring His image, to experience the benefits of being a disciple, bear fruits. What is a Christian? A Christian is much more than being a believer. A Christian is a disciple that learns and does what Christ tells him to do. So, what Christ is telling you to do is it.